Okay, so here I am again. I ran out of memory card space, but here we are. This is the basket where I keep my hot glue gun, which I rarely use it. I don't really use it for scrapbooking, but sometimes I use it for other projects, and it just makes sense to keep it in my scrap room. Oops, sorry, a little dark there. These extra drawers here, I just keep extra chipboard and just extra chipboard, I guess, that aren't alphabet. And what I recently did was I covered all of my baskets with, or didn't cover them, but I trimmed them all up with with ribbons that match my craft room, just to make it look a little bit more decorative. I found my craft room was getting really cluttered, so see, I did it on that one down there, and then I did it on that one up there, and these ones over here. Sorry for all the moving around. And I just found that it just kind of made it look a little bit nicer. I do like to, I spend time down here, so I like it to, and it's unfinished, as you can see. My door is actually a piece of plastic, so I try to make it as pretty as I can in the ways that I can until it's all finished, and then it'll probably be a disaster because that's the way I am. So anyways, this is an example of one of the baskets that I have. I just keep my string and floss and stuff in here. So this is mostly floss, but I stuck a couple pieces of string in there too. So that's floss for stitching. And then in this one, I just keep my my sewing machine stuff that goes along with my sewing machine. This basket, what I did was I used to have my my alphabet stickers all on my Clip It Up over there, and it was really, I have a lot of them. You see, I have a lot. For me, this is a lot. I know a lot of people have way more than this, but this is probably the thing I have the most of, is these stickers. So I get them at Peachy Cheap for super cheap, and it's just you get random packs. So the downfall is that you don't get to pick your packages, but the great part of it is that they're super cheap. So whenever the thickers come up at Peachy Cheap, I always order them, and sometimes I order 2 or 3 at a time. So, and I think they're packages of 4, maybe 4. I was gonna say 6, but I don't think there's 6. But anyways, they come in lots of maybe 4 packages every time. And then also I get a lot. I belong to the Scarlet Lime Kit of the Month Club, or Scrapbooking Kit Club, and so I get a lot of letter stickers through that as well. And so anyways, these are all of my big letter stickers. So these are for doing titles and stuff with. And then behind the thickers, I have just kind of regular die cuts with a view and different companies. The other thing that I do here is I actually also keep my letter stamps in here, because I just find when I need a title, I don't really think about whether I need a stamped title or a sticker title. I just think I need a title. So sometimes having the stamps here just kind of sparks my memory that I could also make titles out of stamps, which I sometimes forget if they're not there. So that's my basket of, it's heavy, my basket of big stickers, and then this is my basket of little letters. So these are actually some stamps that my swap partner gave me from scrapbook.com, and then these are all my little letters for doing either journaling or subtitles or just little funny comments that you can put. And again, I've got some smaller stamps back here too that I can, and these are rub-ons from the dollar store that I just put in a package. So I like having all of my letters together like this, and I like being able to flip through it rather than having it on the Clip It Up. The Clip It Up was kind of cumbersome to flip through and find what I have, so I really like it this way. Over here I have in these little drawers, the top one has glitter. I'm not going to open it because it's a pain. I don't use a ton of glitter, but I do use it sometimes. And then below that one called Effects is where I keep my, I think they're called Pearl X. Which I don't use very much because you have to use they're not as good as the Perfect Pearls, because you have to use some sort of a stuff with it, and it's too much of a pain, so I don't use it very much, but every once in a while I pull them out. Top shelf here is mostly just decorative. it's nice to have some space just for decorative stuff, so that's what I did up there. That basket has ATC supplies in it, and I just kind of put some cards up when I make an extra card. That one is actually for my friend who's going to have a baby very soon, if she hasn't already had it. So I made that quite some time ago. It's been sitting up there waiting for her to have that kid already. And so, yeah, I think it's time to give it to her pretty soon. So, back wall of my scrap room has a closet that's covered by a curtain, my clock and ribbon. Down here is my garbage on either side of these baskets. This basket is where I keep my scrap paper that I'm going to reuse. So this is recycling scraps that are just going to go in the recycling. And this is scraps that I'm going to sort and put into these drawers over here that I'll tell you about in a second. So these are unsorted scraps, so it's good to keep I like keeping my scraps out and unsorted while I'm working on a project, because sometimes I'll go back and look for a scrap of paper that I've used somewhere else on my project, and it's good to not have to rifle through everything to get to it. Now in this, sorry, I'm trying to juggle so that I hang on to the lens cap here. In this, I just keep kind of random, large, mostly, well, you know, it kind of looks like the garbage here, but it's kind of just interesting textured things and stuff that I've just kind of collected that's fairly big, that doesn't fit in my other place where I keep stuff like this, for like bubble wrap and stuff that I use for painting and stamping and mini albums and that sort of thing. So I just keep big stuff, big recyclable stuff in there. Down behind my garbage can here is just some inspiration books and ideas and magazines and stuff. In here, this is my Martha Stewart score board, I think it's called. This is where I keep some of my cards that I've made. This is just envelopes, so this whole thing, just envelopes and bigger envelopes in there. And then in here, this is where I keep my Mod Podge, my decorative scissors, and my jewelry making supplies, the little tweezers and stuff. This is my bucket of bling. I don't have a ton of bling, but it's growing because there was a sale somewhere. And so I have, you know, I have some Kaiser Craft. I have a bunch of like random dollar store things and stuff. And the interesting thing is I actually buy some bling on eBay. This is Swarovski flat-backed crystals, and they're actually cheaper. They're not adhesive, but they're actually quite a bit cheaper than buying the scrapbooking gems on these sheets like this, and they're quite a bit nicer. So so yeah, maybe it's about the same price. Anyways, it's amazingly cheap. Like, I think these were $2, and there's that many of them. Like, there's a lot, and they're random, and they're really, really sparkly. I don't know if you can see, but